When you go to the doctors, they instantly push you to biologics. These are very expensive drugs with potential very serious side effects. And this stuff, it costs around $7,000 per month in the US. And in other countries, it's generally around 400, 500, $600 per month. And you have to take it for a lifetime.
Mert, how did you find carnivore?
That's been quite a journey. And to give you some details, I first decided to lose weight a long time ago in 2004, and I was much younger. And at that time, of course, there was no carnivore diet. And when I set the goal, I was 106 kilograms. I am 5'11", 180 centimeters. And I tried for years. I did everything. I have some type of ambitious personality, and when I put something into my mind, I do eventually, sooner or later. However, with the weight loss, it didn't go like this. And after 14 years in 2018, not only I did not lose any weight, I was actually at a very bad level, something like 145 kilograms, and everything failed, although I tried very hard. And at that point, I still didn't quit. I doubled down on my efforts, but I started having some serious health problems, which were coming for a long time, but then they became pronounced more and more. Basically, some serious fatigue, joint pain, and some bad mood was disturbing me more and more. It started a long time ago, but at that time it got worse and worse. So after this time, I started pushing again to achieve the weight loss, but the success was minimal. However, with time, the joint pain, the tiredness, and the mental symptoms got worse and worse. Around 2019, I started going to doctors, checking this, checking that, checking this, checking that. Of course, nobody could find anything. The tests looked normal, and they said, "Oh, okay, you are overweight. Maybe if you lose, it will life will be much better." Or some said it might be fibromyalgia. Some said it's just in your head, you're just stressing, etc. And in 2020, with the start of pandemic, everything fell off. My fatigue has become so unbearable. In many mornings, I was basically negotiating with myself 5-10 minutes just to get up from the bed, and joint pain starting going up and up and up, and the life it just become unbearable. And also mental symptoms, I was angry with everyone, depressive symptoms. So at one point, I started trying more radical approaches, and also with lots of doctors visits. So many doctors visit, nobody can find anything, etc. My life becomes miserable. Around 2023, I was mostly bound around home. I couldn't go anywhere. I stopped doing international travel, and I was not sleeping at all. Every 5 minutes, I was waking up due to joint pain. The weight, it went down a little bit because I started using some GLP-1 drugs like Victoza, etc., but didn't really help. It was like blood in tears to go down to 115 kilograms. And I was finally diagnosed. I have a case of very aggressive autoimmune rheumatoid disease, which is spondyloarthropathy. That means you have basically lots of pain in the center of your body, you have fatigue, and you have mental symptoms. And it was so bad in April 2023. It was so bad. I had our baby just born was just born at that time. I couldn't hold him, although he was just a few kilograms. And in my diary, I have something. At one point, I was complaining. I was holding a piece of paper, and my shoulders hurt. So it was that bad. And then I tried Chinese medicine, which helped a lot. However, it didn't improve my inflammation markers. And I was so fed up with everything. At that time, I was already checking carnivore diet, etc. When I started the Chinese medicine, it worked to some extent, which gave me some brain clarity. So I studied what can I do. One of the resources I trusted, they suggested me intermittent fasting. but they said you have to eat morning and noon, then skip the evening so that your intestinal system can heal itself. I tried it. It worked. Then another resource, Mark Sisson from Primal Blueprint, he said, "Oh, you should eat 2 meals a day, blah blah." And I followed it, and with the previous advice, and I found its latest book. And there he mentioned something called carnivore diet. He says, "Look, our eating plan, low carb keto, is great, but for some of the people, you have to do carnivore diet." I said, "What diet?" "Carnivore diet." So I go and I check. I find Paul Saladino's book. I read it. It's very entertaining, very interesting. But then I said I will never be able to. It's impossible. It's not doable. It's like sounds crazy. And after I still didn't get the relief I wanted from Chinese medicine, which was, by the way, the only thing that worked until that point. Not extremely expensive biologic drugs, not other drugs. No intervention worked. Thousands and thousands of dollars been spent by the insurance, by me, hundreds of hours with doctors. Try this, try that. Nothing worked. At one point, I saw your interview with our friend semi-retired Bob. April 2023, I think 24th or 25th of April. And I said, look, damn it, nothing is working. I'm gonna do it. So I started. So this is basically thanks to Mark Sisson and Paul Saladino, and the final blow, the trigger was pulled by after watching your episode with semi-retired Bob. So this is how I found about it. So I came to this because I had an extreme chronic condition for which conventional medicine could do nothing and offered me nothing.
Since you started, what have the effects been like? Have you had relief?
Yes. So this I actually made the list what went well, etc. So I will go through it. First of all, I did carnivore 6 months, and after 6 months, since 2004, I was trying to lose weight. Weight loss suddenly became effortless. I stopped all the weight loss drugs, everything. And in 6 months, I went to my ideal weight. So in 2024, finally, I reached my desired weight after 20 years. But the last part was so easy. Yeah, this was absolutely miraculous. Miraculous.
So what is that weight?
So I went down to 81 kilograms on 5 foot 11 frame. Yeah, and yeah. So and then I stopped carnivore. People around me started talking between each other how thin I looked, etc. And I was just losing, so I didn't want to lose much. I switched to a more animal-based approach. Still heavy on animal foods, lots of fat, considerable amount of protein. Just added a little bit of fruit juice here and there, this, that, that's all. Then weight loss stopped. The weight went a little bit up and stabilized. 1 year it stabilized around 90 kilos. Then I said, okay, look, I did it. I maintained it. It's stable. Now I can give the interview that I want to do all the time. And then you saw your videos. You said, "Oh, I want to reach 1,000 interviews, this, that." Then I said, "Okay, let's go and talk to the guy who actually helped me with this, who helped me to pull the trigger." And this is why I am here. So 6 months of carnivore, 1 year of animal based and stable weight, and now I can talk because you may lose, but will you maintain? Yes, you can maintain. So definitely, this is why I think that I can actually give my opinion here. And considering the rheumatoid disease, first of all, this is the only diet that keeps my condition under control. It's still not gone, but the pain is 80% better. Mood is around 60% better, and the fatigue is 70% better. I still have some symptoms, This may be because my diet is not always perfect, because we're just human beings, or it may be due to too much stress, or maybe there is some portion of the disease that is really not under our control. However, I want to tell you this: when you go to the doctors, they instantly push you to biologics. These are very expensive drugs with potential very serious side effects. And this stuff, it costs around $7,000 per month in the US. And in other countries, it's generally around 400, 500, $600 per month. And you have to take it for a lifetime. And they say it works 60% of the patients when you try out, more or less in general. And when they define that it works, the target is 20% improvement in your symptoms. So it's like you take it and you don't have rheumatoid disease. You're like, oh yeah, you're like a gymnast. No. So you spend all this money, take all this risk, and then it's for 20% improvement. By the way, I tried these, they did not work. Two drugs, they did not work at all. And then you do this in a month, you are 50% better. In 1 year, you are 60, 70% better. This is this is incomparable, because this is just costs nothing, and there are also tons of other benefits. It's insane. So rheumatoid disease got better. At the same time, I continued Chinese medicine. So I still continue. I go once in a while. Every time I get some treatment, it gets a little bit better. This is, you may have access if you live in Asia or any country neighboring China. Otherwise, you will not be able to get this kind of extensive treatment. So I will not talk about it. So I want to talk about carnivore, animal based. And if you want, I can go through some of the benefits I went through. So, all right. So, first thing, of course, weight loss. Insane, incredible. Actually, you get too lean. I was down to 14% body fat, which I never had in my life, which people started thinking where I work, oh, maybe he got cancer or he is sick. We had gossips around. I later heard about them because it's going so quick, so fast. It's insane. I had fatty liver, which was mostly resolved. I had liver fibrosis, where my doctor told me it will never go away. You have to live with it. Liver fibrosis is a very serious situation. Later, it becomes cirrhosis and you may die. This is gone. It's a miracle. The doctor was, when she was doing the fibrosis scan, she was saying, oh, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. She was exactly saying like this. And then later she said, but look, you have to stop this diet. You may regenerate your liver, but you will lose your kidneys if you continue. It's too high in protein, etc. So she sees me, I lost all this weight, fatty liver mostly gone, liver fibrosis completely gone, and she was still telling me to stop this diet, which I did not. Insane. High blood pressure. I had slightly high blood pressure, completely gone. 110/70 in the morning, 120/80 in the night. I had psoriasis mostly gone. I had I have psoriatic arthritis, spondyloarthropathy. It's under control, and finally, with no medication. I don't use anything. No NSAIDs, no biologics, no non-biologics, nothing. Two rheumatologists confirmed and told me, do whatever you are doing. We want to go with the winning team. Don't change anything. So, because they are good ones. So they said, if it gets worse, come see us. Their role in my life is they just check how my joints are every 6 months. That's all. For now, it's like this. Chronic pain, much better. Chronic fatigue, much better. Mood disorder, much better. This I already said. Lifetime obesity gone. I was never thin in my life. It's gone. Very interesting. Some headaches gone. Every 2 weeks around, I was getting regular headaches, and they don't come anymore. Weirdly, they come if I eat some fiber. because I tried everything. This is very weird. So if I eat some fruit, they come. Very interesting. But they are gone completely. I had the blocked sinuses 25 years. Every night I was using some kind of spray to open my nose. Completely gone. Never used this spray in last 2 years, 1.5, 2 years. Only twice when I was sick. This is for the times when we are sick. It's not to use every day. So I have a tinnitus, the noise in the ears. It's gone slightly better. That means I still have some inflammation. Snoring gone in a few days. Skin improved. I have lots of like how to say freckles or like some stains on the skin. They are gone or they got much lighter. Some say they are related to insulin resistant. This is crazy. And the most interesting thing is this thing with not getting sunburn. This is insane. I mean, I go to Mediterranean in summers, and the last time I'm out under the sun, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours in June, and just nothing happens. It just gets slightly pink if I stay too long. And this kind of exposure 2, 3 years ago would give me, I mean, painful blisters. I mean, this is incredible. My wife is the same. She completely avoids seed oils. It's the same. This is unbelievable. Metabolic syndrome gone, binge eating gone, lifetime struggle with binge eating gone. Like everybody, once in a while I eat the wrong things or I overeat, but never binge eating. I had gastrointestinal ulcers. They got much, much better. And they are, every year it's checked, it's getting better, better. And the mentally, during the 6 months before carnivore in this period, my condition was so bad when I couldn't sleep, when I couldn't do anything. I started getting ideation because your life is so bad, you just cannot do it. And sometimes attacks come, as people explain. So they just stay like one day. It happened 4 times. This is completely gone. Came only once because I listened to Dr. Stephen Gundry and I added the salad to my diet just to experiment. It comes immediately. I stopped eating it. It goes immediately. So definitely a food related issue. And this also tells me that I had it like 4 times in my life, like total like 4 days, one day each. And some people live with this years and months. I mean, they are in a very bad position. So I can understand, and completely food related. Certain foods you eat, it comes with nightmares, by the way. You stop it, it goes away. It's incredible. Exactly the experience of Homestead how Carey. So he just changes the food, everything goes. So it's incredible. So this is the list. Yeah. So VO2 max, for some reason, it was around 28, 29, the body's oxygen using capacity. Like 2 years ago, in my worst time, this is like the average for 70-year-old. I was so bad due to this inflammatory disease. Now it's 42. It's the average for 39. I'm older than 39, and this is without any serious exercise. So the air also recovered. So these are the good side effects. Yeah.
How is your sleep now, especially now that your sinuses are clear?
Much better, definitely much better. Joint pain sometimes keeps me up because it comes and goes. It's still not resolved, but the good thing is now I don't wake up every minute, so it's much better. This is so. By the way, around 30 medications and supplements gone because I had to take so many things, several pain medications, this, that, so many things, and this is gone. I am down to 2 medications, and this is just sleep related and one psychiatric medication. It's basically due to winter in the place I am going through. Some part of the year I have to use it because I live in far north in Asia, and it's just not in my genes. So and everything else is gone, and this I can stop in summer. So not a problem. So sleep is much better. So snoring gone in a few days. It's insane. And so from basic not sleeping to like, yeah, okay. I mean, I sleep, not bad. So and the as the arthritis gets better, very slowly it's getting better. If it gets even better, it will be even nicer. So now it's not an issue.
So, how are you eating day to day?
How? Yeah, at the moment, what I do, I eat once or maybe twice a day, generally once a day. And it's crazy. I would never have believed that I would do it. Every morning, it's fatty ground beef and eggs. That's all. Like it's like every morning is the same, and you never get bored. It's fatty ground beef and eggs together. Once in a while, in the afternoon, if I'm still hungry, I add some burger patties, and that's it. And as I told, I drink a little bit of juice every day. I drink coffee with a little bit of sugar. So I have some sugar consumption, not much. But so this goes technically to animal based. And since now I finished 6 months of carnivore, 1 year of animal based, I want to go again at least 3 more months strict carnivore. I want to try. So to see now how it will go. To be honest, at the beginning, since probably I had some intestinal issues, I couldn't eat, and I just couldn't eat much. And many days I was eating just eggs or just a little bit of meat. It got better, better, better. Now I can eat considerable, and then at that time maybe the intestinal system was damaged, or I don't know what it is. So I couldn't, but now I can, so I can go strict carnivore again. The main motivation in adding some fruit juice was just to not lose so fast. And I can tell if you go strict carnivore, it's much calmer. You are leaner, and you think less about the food. And if you add a little bit of carbs, not too much, a little bit of carbs, still is low carb diet, definitely. You feel a bit happier, sleep a bit better, but more emotional. So it's like everybody reports. So which one do you want? It's a personal decision. I want to do 3 more months of strict carnivore. This is how I eat. Is the majority of my calories is just lots of animal fat in terms of tallow or ghee, fatty ground beef, eggs. That's it. That's all I eat. Once in a while, just a bit of cheese. That's all. That's all I eat
Nice.
every single morning. It's incredible. It's so.
So, so your wife is doing this too?
My wife is not doing it, but she's doing something very close. What she does is she eats a little bit of fruit, she eats a little bit of vegetables, but not like salads. She eats tomatoes, cucumbers, etc., which is, I believe, they are technically fruit. I don't know. And she's a bit more relaxed with chocolate and certain sweets, but she doesn't touch any grains. Once in a while, she eats potatoes. Actually, it's quite close. So, but I am more aggressive. So she tolerates things better. She has no health problems, and so she's quite close. We can actually definitely call her animal based. Definitely. So with let's
And,
say higher carbs. That's all.
yeah. Okay. And
Mhm.
what country are you in?
I live in Central Asia. I'm not from Central Asia. I'm from Mediterranean, but I live in Central Asia. So I'm an expat working in
Right.
academia. Yeah.
Okay. And is it easy enough to get good price beef there?
Yeah, yeah. The beef is good and the price is good, and you also have horse meat. Chicken is not good, which I don't like and eat. Fish is not very easy to get, but I don't like anyway. So I lost my appetite for fish. So for me, it's all about the beef and lamb. So I don't mind at all. So it's not a problem. It's not always easy, but it's not a problem. We used to prepare our own ground beef. Now we don't do. We both found a great company, and it's so good. So it's like I cannot believe it. Like every morning I am eating the same thing, and every morning is the same good. So it's not that easy. It's hard. So yeah, it's just ground beef,
Yeah.
ground beef, ground beef.
It's amazing how you can eat the same thing every day and it still
Incredible.
tastes delicious, right?
Incredible. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. It's crazy. Absolutely.
How are the people around you? Like when you go to work and things like that, do they find the way you eat or the way you don't eat, do they find it a little bit strange?
They do. So let's say some people they never got used to it, like my mother. So when I visit her in the Mediterranean, she always pushes her food. So she never got used to it. The others they got used to it and they respect. And I believe that they think that I'm a bit crazy. However, I diffuse it by just telling, I have a crazy diet. I'm going to explain to you. And when I say, they smile and they never push. So this is how we do. So, and many people, they admired openly and they said they believe that it's a great diet. The others, they kept silent. But so this is what kind of reaction I got. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
Has anyone given it a try around you?
Uh, eh, this is the part that bothers me. Except my wife, nobody followed it. So they were first, like a few people were like, "Oh, maybe blah blah." Then they didn't do. Some people they did a few days, then they quit, which I find quite discouraging. However, then I think, at least my wife is doing it. I have a son. He's 2 years old now. Obviously, all his life he ate like this. So now he's basically eating meat, eggs, and some fruits, vegetables. That's all he eats. So yeah.
And he's quite happy. He enjoys eating meat.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when he doesn't want, he doesn't want. It's like me, when sometimes you don't want, and when you don't want, you don't want. And when he's hungry, it's just it. That's it. So he just eats it. Just eats it.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um, so this style of eating, this is the future for you?
it's 100%. So 100% because for some reason, look, it doesn't have to be like this with everyone, but for some reason, with my body, the fiber causes a problem. Okay. So definitely it's like very small. If it's very small amount, like I eat a pickle here and there, or I eat something very small, chocolate, it's okay. But then if the amount goes higher, it's bad. And some things more okay, some things not. So for me, it has to be like this. For many, again, rheumatology patients, it has to be like this. So, and other than that, it's gonna go like this because I feel good and the food is really good. The the freedom of not having to eat is great. I recommend everyone to fast at least once to fast. First, you do 16 hours. You see that you don't have to do 6 meals a day. Two is enough. Then, if you do 1 to 24 hours, something changes in your mind. You say, "Oh, okay, I can eat once a day." That it becomes normal. Then, if you do 1.5 days, this I recommend everybody. I did twice. Suddenly, you pass the entire daylight. You go, you don't eat anything, and you just feel like normal. Suddenly, you say, "Okay, so food is really not okay. So if I don't eat, I don't eat." So I recommend everyone. And as I told you, I eat once a day. So mostly once a day, enough. So it's the freedom. So it's gonna go like this for me until I die. It's gonna go like this. So the other stuff will not come. And is will it be strict carnivore or will it be again animal based? This I cannot say. I have to try. But it's gonna go like this because I also feel good. I definitely feel good.
The key is
Hmm.
you've now found a strategy you can use to manage things, right? So if you go a little bit more animal based away from carnivore and you feel like, oh, I'm putting on a bit too much weight, or my joints are starting to hurt or something like that, you know that you can just pull back, go more strict carnivore and manage it that way, you know?
This is the perfect summary. For weight, for arthritis symptoms, it's like this. And not everybody has a very aggressive autoimmune disease. For me, it was very aggressive. And life was very difficult. When you cannot hold a baby, or when you cannot even hold sometimes a piece of paper, that's big problem. When you cannot take a walk for enjoyment for 1.5 years, that's a problem. So to give example, cutting the toenails, for example, just was a big event for me. I have to prepare for it. I have to find the day like it doesn't really that hurts. Sometimes I wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks because I just cannot. How can you not be able to cut your toenails? So it was an issue. Or taking a walk was an issue. Some groceries. To do grocery shopping, I had to do perfect planning because not every day is great. You have to find the right days because you have to carry the bags and walk in the supermarket. Nobody thinks about these things, but rheumatology patients, they think about it. Then you find this day, then the next day you have to rest because you did grocery shopping. It's crazy. So it's not like this now. As a result, for me, it was life saving because at the worst point, early 2023, for me, it was like this. I have a baby, I have a family. Let me just survive until my child is old enough. And I hope when he's 20, I just die of a heart attack because there is no point in living like this. From there, now I'm thinking, okay, how can I keep my health so we can enjoy our retirement and we can enjoy life as a family? For me, it's really to hell and back. I believe for some other patients, it's also like this, rheumatology or not, it can be real hell. I mean, so for me, that means I will go like this. If I need to go more strict, I go more strict, and I don't mind. So for me, it's not really a choice to switch to regular eating what people are doing. So definitely it will go like this, and I heavily recommend. And I also again want to thank you and the semi-retired Bob one more time just to give me the initial push because he's around 60. I'm younger, and I didn't want to end up like him. The wrong advice he got from the doctors, from the government, from everybody else, it destroyed his life. So this I could see, and for me, more or less, it's the same. But thanks to the internet, I was able to figure out some solution. So for him, unfortunately, he always tells, I was not living, I was existing. So I was also at that point around early 20s, and I know what it means, and it's really sad. So I'm happy that he found a way out. I still follow him. He's a great guy. I'm really happy watching his videos, and so I didn't want to be that guy. And this interview really gave me the push. So I don't know how to thank you guys about this.
Oh, nice. Well, look, I really appreciate you coming on, Mert, and I'm glad you're doing so much better.
Mhm.
If people want to reach out to you, do you have any social media or any way of getting in contact?
Oh, I have to think about this, right? So, yeah. Actually, yes, I can. With the email, I can send you my Instagram account. So then I can open it and people can follow. Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah, I'll link to your Instagram below.
Uh huh. Excellent.
Um, Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I really
Hmm.
appreciate your time.
Thank you. May I share one last thing?
Sure.
This is important. So the it will take a few more minutes. So the things I couldn't do, but I can do now, mostly thanks to carnivore diet. I can cut my toenails. I can play with my kid. I couldn't. I can travel again. I couldn't. I stopped. I can take walks. Don't take it for granted. I can take walks now, long walks. I can drive. I couldn't drive every day before. I can have intercourse. I can walk on uneven surface. Nobody thinks about this, but it's such a challenge for some people. I can run shortly now. I can carry stuff, do grocery shopping. Most importantly, I can work. I have a professional job, high level, and I can do it now. And here are my few conclusions about the diet. One can definitely survive and probably thrive on a strict carnivore diet. Absolutely, I believe on it. It's not all or nothing. Better you get at it, better you get in terms of health. And if you do nothing but your base diet is animal protein and animal fat, your health will get better. Definitely. Use everything you have. I'm not against conventional medicine, but also use alternative medicine. Lifestyle changes, but diet is the first thing you have to change. First thing. And I believe beef and lamb are the perfect foods. That's it. I want to conclude with one side effect of carnivore diet. This is not a very good side effect. So this is the only adverse effect I suffered through. All my life, I was a very trusting person. I trusted everything. I trusted everybody, including the government and the medical system. Unfortunately, my trust in the medical system and the government advice has been shattered. That's not a very pleasant thing. All your life, you live more or less a bit naive and think that people would never do something to her that will hurt other people. That's not true. So when you listen to people, listen to organizations, listen to doctors, they don't have to be always bad people. Sometimes they are, but they don't have to be. Think for yourselves and decide accordingly. So don't be like me. Don't trust all the advice you get before thinking for yourself, because people might have, or organizations might have, different incentives and initiatives. I don't want to sound too much is the how to say conspiracy theorist here, and I'm not, but we have to really decide by ourselves after a long critical thinking process. That's I'm saying because I am doing everything I'm not supposed to do, and this is how I found the way out from a condition that really felt like hell. So that's my only adverse effect from this way of living.
Yeah, very well said. And I think the
Mhm.
key there is that the person we should be listening to is our body.
This is super important. Yes,
Mm.
exactly. I agree.